The emergency beacon screamed across 3 solar systems before Denise Martinez silenced it with bloodied fingers. Her settlement's defense grid lay in smoking ruins, and somewhere in the crimson twilight of Kepler 442b, the Red Dragon pack was closing in. Everyone knew the stories. The Red Dragons weren't just apex predators, they were systematic 8 feet of scaled fury, capable of breathing superheated plasma, and possessing a collective intelligence that had wiped out 13 colony attempts across the frontier. They didn't negotiate, they didn't retreat, they came for blood, and they always got it. Denise pressed her back against the nursery wall, feeling the vibrations of heavy footfalls through the titanium plating. Her rifle had 3 shots left, maybe 4 if she was lucky. Outside, the screams had stopped 20 minutes ago. She was the last one alive. Joe's not coming back, she whispered to herself, gripping the weapon tighter. Her partner had led the evacuation team to the southern bunkers. That was 4 hours ago, right before the dragons breached the perimeter. The radio had gone dead. They were all gone. A chittering sound echoed through the ventilation shaft, the hunting call of the pack. Close now, very close. Then she heard it. A tiny, pathetic mewling from the corner of the nursery. Denise's head snapped around. There, half hidden behind an overturned incubator, were 3 small shapes. Not human babies. Dragon hatchlings. Her finger tightened on the trigger reflexively. The hatchlings were barely the size of house cats, their scales still soft and translucent, showing the rapid flutter of tiny hearts beneath. They huddled together, trembling, their oversized eyes reflecting pure terror as they stared at her weapon. The logical part of Denise's brain screamed at her. These were the enemy. In 6 months they'd be killing machines. In a year, unstoppable predators. Every tactical manual said the same thing. Never let them reach maturity. One of the hatchlings stumbled forward, dragging an injured leg. It chirped a sound so achingly vulnerable that Denise felt something crack in her chest. The little creature wasn't approaching her. It was trying to reach the body of a dead dragon near the shattered window. An adult, its chest cavity torn open by plasma fire. Their mother. Oh God, Denise breathed. The adult dragon had been trying to reach the nursery. Not to kill, to protect. The building shuddered as something massive slammed into the outer wall. The hunting calls grew frenzied. The pack had found her location. Denise had maybe 2 minutes. She looked at the hatchlings, at the rifle, at the door, then she did the most illogical, stupid, beautifully human thing possible. She set down her weapon. Come here, she whispered, sinking to her knees and opening her arms. Come on, babies. It's okay. The injured hatchling hesitated, then limped toward her, followed hesitantly by its siblings. They were cold. Their species required external heat to survive. Without their mother's warmth, they'd die within hours. Denise pulled them against her chest, tucking them inside her torn jacket. They instinctively curled into her body heat, their terrified, trembling, gradually subsiding. Within moments, exhausted and traumatized, they began to doze. The nursery door exploded inward. 5 adult red dragons poured through, their scales glowing with barely contained plasma. The pack leader was enormous, scarred from 100 battles, its eyes burning with predatory rage. It saw Denise immediately. She didn't move, didn't reach for her weapon. She just sat there, 3 sleeping hatchlings nestled against her chest. Her hands curved protectively around their small bodies, the pack leader's throat sac inflated, preparing to unleash a column of superheated death. The other dragons spread out, cutting off any escape. This was it, the end. Then one of the hatchlings yawned and chirped in its sleep. The pack leader froze, its luminous eyes fixed on the tiny shapes pressed against the human's chest. The glow in its throat dimmed. Slowly, impossibly, the massive predator lowered its head, nostrils flaring as it scented the air. It smelled its own kind, alive, warm, protected. The dragon made a sound Denise had never heard before, low, resonant hum that vibrated through her bones. The other pack members echoed it, their aggressive postures melting away. The leader stepped closer, moving with surprising delicacy, until its massive head was inches from Denise's face. She could feel its breath, smell the ozone scent of its plasma glands. One snap of those jaws would take her head off instead. The dragon gently pressed its snout against the sleeping hatchlings, then pulled back. It looked at Denise, really, looked at her hand. She saw something shift in those alien eyes. Recognition, understanding. Respect. The pack leader stepped back and made a sharp clicking sound. The other dragons immediately withdrew. As the leader turned to leave, it paused at the doorway and looked back at Denise one final time. Then it was gone, and the thunder of retreating footsteps faded into the night. Denise sat in the ruined nursery, 3 alien babies sleeping peacefully on her chest. and started to laugh. It came out as a sob. She was still sitting there when Joe kicked through the debris an hour later, leading a battered squad of survivors from the southern bunkers. He stopped dead when he saw her. Denise, what the hell? Why didn't the dragons? His eyes fell on the hatchlings. Are those they came for blood? Denise said softly, stroking the sleeping creatures. Found their babies instead. Joe stared at her for a long moment, then shook his head with an exhausted smile. That's the most insane, reckless, beautiful thing I've ever heard. Yeah, Denise agreed, feeling the gentle rise and fall of the hatchlings breathing against her. That's humanity for you. Outside, in the alien dawn, the red dragon pack called to each other in the hills. It wasn't a hunting cry, it was a lullaby.